Hey, in this lesson today, we're going to break down all of your major chords and all of your minor chords, A through G. So, let's get into it. My name is Will Ripley, and this is Campfire Guitar Star. So the first one, let's talk about A major. Okay, so now this guy, what we're going to do is we're going to place our first finger over 3 strings. Okay, so it's going to be the D, the G, and the B strings. And we're going to place that finger down across all 3 strings. And what that's called is a bar. Okay, and that's spelled like B-A-R-R-E or B-A-R. You see them written both ways, but I'm pretty sure the guitar method is the double R-E. So now the thing is with the A chord is there's basically 3 ways to play them. Okay, so we've got this way. This is what I recommend, and if you get this knuckle popping up, you can totally get the high E string to ring as well. And if you can, I would still suggest playing it like that, because like if the top E string's dead, then it's not the end of the world. Like you still got the main part of your A chord. Okay, so the next way that I would suggest playing it would be like this. Okay, so what I've got is my second finger, my first finger, then my third finger. Okay. Okay. So there's really only like 2 songs I can think of that I've ever had to play a chord like this. Now the most common way that you see this being taught is all 3 fingers in a line. And for me, what this does to me, like I don't have particularly big hands, but my hands are big enough that my fingers get shot down way, way low on the frets. And it's kind of the big thing that you need to know about when you're playing chords or playing anything on the guitar, is that you want to get your fingers high up on the frets. So that's what this one is a little more conducive in doing, is it just gets your fingers higher up on the frets. So I want you to know that all these have the same effect, okay? So they aren't going to be, one's not necessarily better than the other. In the sense that it will always produce the same result. However, you may as well just use one finger. Okay, so there's your A chord. Okay, next we're going to talk about the B chord. Now there's a couple different ways to play this, and I would suggest playing a B power chord. Okay, so that would be like kind of the first step of the progression. So this is a power chord. We've got our root note on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then 2 frets up and 1 string over, we've got our 3rd finger. And that would get you by in a pinch if you came across a B major chord. And actually in this case, it would work for a B minor chord as well. Okay? Now, the next step would be to add on your pinky. And that's kind of like a full power chord. Okay? But now an actual B major, now you're going to want to do the same thing that we did with the A chord, but you're going to use your 3rd finger to bar some strings. So that one sounds like this, and you're just going to hit the 4 strings that your fingers are on. Okay, so now this is probably one of the toughest chords, okay? So like I said, we're just going to go alphabetically. Right now we're on all the majors. But yeah, so there's your B major chord, okay? But like I said, B power chord would totally get you by in a pinch. And you'll see some people will play like the top part of the B major as well. So, but this way you want to get like that nice low kind of bass sound to it. Okay, so here is a C major. So this one's really cool because it's just like a diagonal up and across kind of movement. However, we want to have the G string, this guy, open. So we got 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret D string, open G string, 1st fret on the B string, and then also we've got our high E string that's open. Now this one, if maybe these chords are sounding like this, or something like that. Okay, so what you want to do there is make sure that all your fingers are standing upright and they're right on the tips of your fingers. Okay, so that's really, really going to be the secret to getting these chords. Okay, so another big thing with the C chord is that you do not want to hit the low E string. Okay, you want to avoid that when you strum. And a trick to doing that is just touching it with your thumb. So then you don't have to worry too much about your right hand when you're strumming it and playing it, because your thumb mutes it. So that's a nice little trick for you. But yeah, so there's the C major chord. Okay, and let's move on. So A, B, C, D. These are D major. Okay, so now this guy is all over the place. You see this in a lot of songs. So we strum this one firstly from the D string. Yes, not coincidence that we play a D chord from the D string. I kind of think of this one as an upside down triangle. So we've got our first finger, second finger, both on the same frets, and then our third finger. And this one, same thing, like you want to really make sure that your fingers are not leaned over, because you'll never get this note up here because this third finger is touching that, okay? So just pop everything up. Okay, so there's your D chord. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Let's talk about the E major chord. Okay, so we've got our second finger, third finger, all on the second fret, and then our first finger on the first fret of the G string. So this one you're going to want to strum all 6 strings. It sounds a little something like that. Okay, take a good look at that. And also just pause the video at any time, you know, work on these chords. You know, eventually you're going to want to get all of these. And I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, after a while, you know, they just become like second nature. Okay, here is the F chord, the F-U chord. This one is tough for beginners, okay? Definitely not one that I teach right off the bat, but it is in some good songs, so it's something that you'll learn down the line. So it's really similar to a C chord, but we actually just bump our third finger and our second finger over. But the key with this one is we have to cover 2 strings with our finger. And actually, eventually what you'll do is you'll be able to, you know, develop a big enough callus on your finger that, like, I don't really think about placing my finger down like that. I actually just put it on the tip of my finger and just smush it all down. So that'll come in time. But yeah, so this one we're only strumming from the top 4 strings here, so our D string. Okay, so take a good look at that. That's your F major chord. And next, here is the G chord, probably the most common used chord, and definitely something that a lot of beginners find easy to play. So that's good. So there's a couple different ways that you see this played. Here's one. So the third finger would be on the top string, but more commonly, and it just sounds a little bit better, would be with your third and your fourth finger. Okay, so we got this little diagonal movement right here, and we got our D and our G strings. These guys, they're going to be open, and then our third and fourth finger along the third fret. So everything, you know, is along the third fret except for our first finger, which is on the second fret. And we strum all 6 strings, and you can strum it, just play 1 string at a time. Make sure everything's sounding all nice and clear. And yeah, again, the same rules. Get that little thumb pad in there, get those fingers standing upright, squeeze nice and tight, but also make sure that your fingers are nice and high up and close to the frets, because that is what's going to separate you from playing these chords and not. Okay, so brief overview: A, D, E, F, G. And by the way, that's a great way to practice them, is just go alphabetically. Okay, so let's go alphabetically now through all the minor chords. Okay, so here is our A minor. And if you know an E major, it's exactly like an A minor, so that's pretty handy. Okay, so there it is. Our B minor. I always think of White Wedding when I hear this song, or when I hear this chord. The Billy Idol song. So we can play our power chord, which we talked about with the B major, and definitely, like, if you come across a song with a B chord in it, then a B power chord will get you by in a pinch. But the full chord, you know, this note right here is really, really important. And what I'm doing is this is a bar chord, by the way. So I'm covering all 5 strings with my first finger. But these guys are obviously playing these notes. So really the bar is just playing this note and this note. Okay? So what that guy sounds like is this. And notice my thumb, this guy's pressed right into the back. I got my wrist angled the specific way. Okay? And again, like, this is definitely an advanced kind of thing. You know, so if this is really, really challenging, then no worries. It happens, trust me. Okay? C minor, you're gonna just want to play 1 fret higher. Okay? So once you get your B minor, you got a C minor. So that's kind of cool. It's really rare that you'll come across a C minor chord in a song, but we are going alphabetically. So okay, so the next one is a D minor. Really similar to your D major, but we're going to switch these guys around and play our first finger on our first fret. It's kind of a cool little motion that you see in some songs, is put your pinky finger on the 3rd fret. Okay, so there's our D minor. Okay, so an E minor, A, B, C, D, E minor. Here we are. Okay, grab our P cymbal fingers, pop those guys on here, both along the 2nd fret. Now this is a great example because our first finger has to get bumped down, right? So just make sure that this finger is as high up on the fret as possible, because if this one's down, then it's really, really going to affect that guy. So just try to get both these guys up. And on this one, we're going to strum all 6 strings. Okay. Okay, and so for an F minor, again, you're not really going to see this one too commonly, but you will see this shape commonly. So you can actually just cover the top 3 strings. And technically that is an F minor. The next step would be to grab your 3rd finger and pop it there. And this is the top part of a bar chord, by the way. I'm going to go into these in another video. So those notes are still in this shape, right? But we add in these low strings. So that's an F minor, and then a G minor, we'd probably just play the same, just move that out to 3rd fret. And again, you can play it like here. This is, by the way, this is like, it's like the classic kind of funk sound, is just the top 3 strings. Okay, and then optionally you could add in this lower note. Like I said, it is part of this full. Okay, so I would really recommend, like, just focus on your A chord, C chord, D chord, E, skip the F, go to G. In terms of the minor chords, I just do your A minor, your D minor, and your E minor. Really focus on those because those are more common. And especially, you know, for the chords in the first 3 frets. Now, make sure to stick around. I've got all kinds of videos that I'm going to link you to. And let me tell you about how you can get some more guitar lessons. Hey, I hope you got something out of today's lesson and get your fingers moving on something new and something cool that helped you with your guitar playing. Now moving forward, I've got this entire guitar system called 5-Minute Guitar, and it's valued at $100. I want to get it to you for free. What this is it's a step-by-step beginner guitar system that takes the total, utmost, absolute beginner all the way through like strumming chords, bar chords, single note riffs, playing rock and roll techniques, learning all the must-know scales, and just playing awesome, cool, classic songs. And just getting all those skills together so that you can like play this thing. And guitar, it can be really difficult, especially getting some of those basics down, especially strumming chords and switching between chords smoothly. So I want to get you access to this system, and it's really powerful, and I know you're going to get a ton out of it. And again, totally on the house and totally for free. All you have to do is follow the directions on this video screen. There should be a link somewhere that you can click. I'll take you over to campfireguitarstar.com. I'll also make sure that there's a link in the description below. All you have to do, meet me over there. I'll get you access to everything. And it's as simple as that. In the meantime, subscribe to this YouTube channel and leave a comment below, and we'll take care of you, man. We'll get you ripping on this guitar thing and getting you playing all your favorite songs and styles. So until the next video, keep on ripping it up.